Good morning. It is 10 o'clock. It's time to learn about the Romans. I'm just going to give a couple of minutes because I've got lots of messages popping up on my Facebook saying, is it starting? How do I join? Etc, etc. So I'm just going to wait for you to get that message and come over and start to see. So I can see you filling up already. 120 of you online already. So let's just give it a couple of minutes. Let everyone come in. I'm just going to bring it up on my computer so that I can answer your comments and messages, etc, etc. I've got a trusty crew of ladies behind the scenes, all of my lovely regulars from my craft studio I know are watching as well, and they are going to be answering questions for me as well. So I'm going to do my best to try and keep up with those questions. I don't know whether that's going to happen or not, or whether the internet is going to completely fail on us and let us down. So let's get going. I can see there's plenty of you online. So I just want to start by saying thank you so much for coming and watching this live stream. I'm not a teacher, I am just a mum, like probably many of you. I know we've probably got some dads watching as well, and grandparents. The past few days have been interesting, haven't they? We're not going to get morose, we're not going to talk about coronavirus because we're here to learn, but I put this session on purely to really reach out to my regular customers. So I run craft classes for adults and children from my studio in Brentwood, Essex. We've had to close, obviously, and I thought I would run a class that the mums and dads who come to me for lessons could share with their children. It was just going to be something I was going to do for fun and for free. I have to educate my children at the end of the day too, so I thought what better than to do my class from the Macademy this morning live on Facebook. And who would have thought that now over 24,000 people want to watch? And I can see the numbers climbing in the corner. So yeah, this was never intended to be a massive thing. I am no Joe Wicks. I'm not going to be doing PE with you. It's just going to be a bit of fun, and I'm going to just do my best, and hopefully you guys are going to enjoy it. My daughter is with me here today. We've decided because the numbers are so high, it's probably safer not to bring her on camera. But Izzy, say hi.
Hi.
She is here. She's sitting dead opposite me, and she's going to be helping me cutting out, sticking and showing you what to do. So why the Romans? The Romans, if you are in years 4 or 5 at school in the UK, anyway, you will probably have just learned about the Romans or be learning about the Romans. At the end of the session today, we're going to be playing a fabulous song, which you're going to really enjoy. If you know it, you can sing along from home. It's incredibly catchy, but it tells you all about the Romans, what they do and what they used to do, what they liked doing, and it mentions the fact that they used to be sick after eating lots and lots of food, which I found very funny. Now, I'm going to stand up. You can probably see I am wearing a Roman costume today. This is my daughter's costume. I can't wear it properly because it doesn't fit me. So I have just put it around my back and attached it to my top. Now this is just a bed sheet, so mums and dads, if you do need to make a Roman costume, all you need to do is make a tube out of a bed sheet, tie a scarf around your waist, and then these are the things that you need to be making, and that's what we're going to make today. We're going to make a few different versions of them. They are called fibulas or fibulae. And fibulas are basically posh brooches. Now, mums and dads, there are some resources in the description above me and also in the description on the events page. There are some links, and you can go to those and you can pull up these resources. One of them is this page here, which is Kiddle, and it tells you all about fibulas and facts for kids. And it was these pictures that I have used basically for inspiration for this project. And when you're looking through these later on, you'll see that there are some really ornate, intricate ones, but there's also some really, really simple ones. And they basically evolved through the period of time when the Romans were around. And some of them, depending how rich the families were, would depend on how ornate the brooches were or how simple they were. So we're going to make these ones first of all, which are just the really simple plain ones, and these are the ones that you can make along with me. So if you've got all of your bits and pieces out, you can make them with me, or you can come back to this later, watch it again, and you can make them a little bit later on. That is the plan. Once I've shown you how to make these, I'm also going to show you how to make a more ornate version, and I've got one here. Here's one I made earlier. It's really cute. It's just a little twirly whirly one, and these ones obviously are slightly more ornate. And then later Izzy is going to help me make a really fancy one based on these birds. Let me see if I can get this to show up for you. There we go. Can you see these birds? They are absolutely beautiful, and they're almost like mosaics. So we're going to show you how you can do slightly fancier ones too. So before I go on with the actual tutorial, just quickly, mums and dads, obviously this is far bigger than I ever expected it to be, but it would be so lovely if you are taking part with me today, that you are able to share your experience and share your class. I'm planning on doing these classes every week, so it would be really great if we could get more people joining us next week. So if you do want to share anything that you've made today, or you want to share that you're taking part in the class, please do so. If you're on Instagram, then our Instagram handle is @BeautifulThingsHQ, or if you want to see me personally on Instagram, I am @ArtyFartyMac. So if some of my lovely ladies could maybe type those into the comments for me, that would be really, really helpful. And if you are taking part, it would be so nice if you popped us on Insta stories, and I will reshare any of the tags or any of the posts that I see come up today. I'll be incredibly grateful if you would do that. So let's get started. First things first, you're going to want to grab some cardboard. This is literally just a piece of scrap cardboard from my Fever Tree tonic box. The mums need drinks. So we've also got cereal packet. You can use anything basically. It doesn't have to be a fancy piece of cardboard. And what you're going to do is you're going to cut out a circle. Now, if you are really good, you're going to draw a circle. You can draw around a lid. You can use a compass. Or if you're like me, you're just going to hack into the cardboard and cut yourself a circle. This one's a bit big, so I'm going to just make it a little bit smaller. And round and round and round and round and round we go. There you go. So I've got my circle of cardboard. Now you're going to want 2 of these because you need a fibula on either side of your cloak or your dress. The next thing is you're going to grab your tin foil, and you want a piece of tin foil. You can just tear it off or cut it off. As I say, I'm kind of rushing through this, so don't rush. You've got plenty of time. I'm going to give you lots of time to craft along with me. And I'm going to make my piece of tin foil larger than the circle. Now what you want to do is take your piece of tin foil, put it down on a hard surface. I'm going to try and do this so you can see it. Hang on. Put it down on a hard surface, and then you're going to want to smooth it really, really well. Smooth it out to try and get as many of the crinkles out of it as possible. The smoother your tin foil, the better your marks will be in a moment. So mine's not very smooth, but yours is going to be beautifully smooth. Then take your piece of cardboard, put it behind, so you've got a dull side and a shiny side. So put it on the dull side, and then carefully wrap round the edges your tin foil. So you're wrapping your circular disc in tin foil. And you want to pull it nice and tight, but not too tight. Don't want to rip it. And you're just going to squidge it in place. And the great thing about tin foil is because you can squidge it in place, you can hold it nicely around your piece of cardboard. I'm just going to pop it down. I'm just going to smooth it out with my fist. And then it's time to add the decoration. So bear with me just a second while I move some bits out of the way. I'm doing this on my kitchen counter because I had planned on sitting in my conservatory, but it's so sunny that you wouldn't have been able to see anything that I was doing. So I've had a last minute move. So we've got our circle. The next thing we want to do is start to put a design on it. Now, if you've got time and you don't want to go at it straight away, you could draw your design on a piece of paper first of all. If you look at mine closely, you can see there's like a circle in the middle, and then there's some small circles around the outside, and then I've done sort of almost like spokes of a wheel on here. So, but I say sorry, Izzy's pointing at herself. She did these. So I can do your design on a piece of paper first rather than going straight onto here if you want to. And you could do lots of different designs, so you can really start to study what the Romans did and what their brooches were like. I'm getting some messages. I'm just going to come up. We can't see anything. It's a blank screen with people's likes going up and down. Okie dokie, people are saying slow down. No, that's fine, don't worry, I'm not going to rush on through. The idea being is that you can craft along with me and you can make this one during the half-an-hour session, and then you can carry on once I've finished and you can make the other ones. So I'll just have a little pause just for a second so you can catch up. Sorry guys, maybe we misunderstood. So yeah, I'm going to make this one and you can make along with me. So I will get it finished a bit quicker than you do. But the idea is that you can then come back later on today and carry on with the other projects that I'm going to show you how to do as well. So you can't pause a live stream, but you can come back and watch the replay later. And it will be showing. It may well be lagging a little bit because unfortunately everyone is on the internet today, and I have already noticed the internet really slowing up for people. So I'm going to just scroll right the way through all these messages. Everyone said about slowing down. I've halted. I can't do anything about the lagging, guys. I'm so sorry. I've got a good internet connection here. Unfortunately, it is just the way of the world. The internet is going to be tight. Thank you, Sarah. Yes, it is my first time doing anything online for children. Don't panic, guys. Don't panic. You've got all the time. You don't have to rush this. You don't have to make along exactly with me. Hi, Saz. Cara and Abby making brooches. Lovely. Jeanette says, can I watch this from the beginning? Yes, you can, Jeanette. Don't worry. It's going to be live at the moment. When I finish, it will remain on the page and you can go and watch it again. Anyone who wants to can click the link at the top of this event, of this live stream. It will take you to my website and I'll be posting all the replay links and all of the documents and supporting documents there. So don't worry. You can have everything that you need. Don't panic. We've got all the time in the world. You can schedule this class into your timetable for later on in the week if you want to. There we go. I think that answers all your questions. Loads of people saying hi, hello, 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 hello. Brilliant. Okie dokie. So I'm going to carry on. So you've got your cardboard, you've wrapped it with tin foil and it's nice and smooth. All right. What you're then going to do is take a pencil and you're going to draw your design onto your disc. Now you do need to be careful. So I'm going to draw a circle right in the middle, just a random circle, and I'm pressing gently. You don't want to use a really sharp pencil because a sharp pencil is going to tear the tin foil, but a blunt pencil is brilliant. And I'm just going to very gently colour in my circle And as I press, it will start to indent the metal and the tin foil. Now, I have done a here's one I made earlier. I may have practiced these last night. If you press too hard, that's what's going to happen. You're going to lose your tin foil and it's going to cut away. I actually quite like that though. So if that happens to you, you can use it to your advantage and you can press a little bit too hard on purpose. And if you've got a brown cardboard or a different coloured card underneath, what's going to happen is it's going to reveal your card underneath. And that actually looks a little bit like kind of rust or a little bit rusty, and it gives you a really good little design. So this really is up to you. If you go and check out that document that I've linked above, and you go and look at the resources and all the photos, then you'll be able to see that the Roman fibulas, the brooches, they vary so much. There is so many different types that you can make, and you can draw inspiration from all of those and create your own. So that is your next step, is to draw your design onto your brooch, and then your brooch is ready. All you want to do after that is take a safety pin and some sticky tape and simply tape a safety pin onto the back of your brooch, and that's all these are. So they're really, really simple. So obviously the idea of the game is that you're going to make your own, which is brilliant. You can add colour. You can use Sharpie or felt tip. And again, that can make it look like mosaic. So Izzy is going to have a go at doing one of these for me, and we can show it to you in a minute. But you can see how I can put colour into there. What I would suggest you do if you're going to put colour in is that you... Izzy, you going to watch this bit? Is that you use your pencil first of all to create whatever shape it is that you want to add colour to, and that way it will look more like mosaic tile because your colour will be indented and pressed into your tin foil. So I've put 3 little triangles on there just to show you. If I then add some colour to those triangles with my Sharpie, and you can use normal felt tip pens, but Sharpies work quite well because they're more permanent. Shouldn't get them all over your fingers. You can see it kind of looks like mosaic, and you could put those shapes really close together. I'll put another one next to the triangle. I'll put a shape next to the triangle and colour that in, and then you can see that they really do look like mosaics. Obviously you can use different coloured pens. I've just used this one just to show you. So I'm going to go on now to just show you some examples of other brooches that you can make while you guys carry on crafting, carry on making these ones. Don't try and stop and start doing what I'm doing. I would strongly suggest that you come back later and make these next ones later on. So if you're joining us now halfway through, you might want to watch this, but I wouldn't get out. I wouldn't want to try and crack on with this next project I'm going to show you. Come and do it later, so you can go back to the beginning of the live stream. It will stay on our page. All right. Yes, someone ran past me. I'm in my house with my children. So what we are going to do, I'm going to show you just quickly. I showed you earlier on the bird, the mosaic bird. Well, if you don't want to do circles, what you can do is you can cut shapes. So I have cut a bird shape out of cardboard and I've wrapped it in tin foil. It's much harder to get the tin foil really smooth, I will tell you that. But with a shape, you can then do exactly what I've been doing here and make it look like a mosaic. So I'm going to give this one to Izzy now, and she is going to have a crack at turning it into a mosaic for me. So there's the blunt pencil, my lovely, and you've got your colours. Brilliant. You can, if you've got them in your craft kit, add things like gems and gemstones or little tiles. It may not necessarily be historically accurate, but that doesn't really matter. It's more about understanding the design and looking at what the Romans were doing. So carry on making that. carry on listening to me while you're making your brooch, your fibula, and I'm going to show you how to make one of these. Now, I don't expect you to make this with me. I would love you to have a go at it a little bit later on. Frankie has just finished. Wonderful, brilliant, well done, Frankie. Well, you could have a go at doing this one with me if you wanted. We'll see, but do make sure you share pictures, please, of all of your makes. Either on Facebook, you can come to the event and post them on Facebook, or if you are on Instagram, I'm Arty Farty Mac, and the company is Beautiful Things HQ. So, if you're going to make one of the twisty ones, what you want to do is pull off a strip of tin foil. You probably want, I don't know, the length of a small child's arm. So that's, says Susie. That goes from my hand to just past my elbow. And you're going to tear some strips. Or you can use scissors. It's a bit noisy, sorry. The strips are about 2 inches wide. And they can be really, really scruffy. So, yeah, really scruffy. Doesn't need to be posh at all. And then what you're going to do is just crunkle those strips in your hands. Gently. You don't want to tear the tin foil. And squash the tin foil down. I cannot believe there is currently 1.8 thousand people watching this. I set out for this live stream to be for the mums and dads of my regular clients, which would have probably been about 20 people. Right, okay, so you're going to roll now this tin foil between your hands. You're going to make really long sausages. And again, just be careful that they don't tear. They don't have to be the same thickness, but just roughly. And you want 2 of these long sausages. So I'm going to make another one. The true Blue Peter in me would have had one ready, but I haven't.
Blue Peter.
Blue Peter. You say, here's one I made earlier, don't you? So give it a squidge. I've got a little thin bit here and I have a feeling that bit might break, but if it does, it doesn't really matter. Again, roll it between your hands. Trying to keep up with their messages, but I can't. I can just see them popping through on my phone. Thank you. I'll share this with my son as soon as he wakes up. He's not feeling too well. Oh, bless him. Wish him better. Right. Once you've got 2 of these, you're going to join them together. Now, you're just going to overlap 2 of the ends, and you can just twist it around. How are you going with that, Izwiz?
Good.
Good. Oh, brilliant.
And
Izzy is, if you've just joined us, currently mosaicing a bird brooch to show you. So I've squidged those together. I've now got a really long piece. Now I'm going to try and move my camera so that you can see my table. So it's going to be a bit jumpy, bear with. I think that's going to do it. Yes, there we go. So I've got my tinfoil strip. I'm going to fold it in half and I'm going to find the middle and give it a little squidge in the middle here, and then I'm going to open it back up so that I know where the middle is. Then I'm going to go to one end and I'm going to start to make a spiral. So I've folded the end in a little bit and I'm going to keep rolling it around flat on my table to make like a snail shell. That's the easiest way to explain it. You'll be able to see it better in a minute. There we go. Hang on, let's put you back up. Ooh. There we go. So I've done it flat on the table. You can see I'm starting to spiral it round and twirl it round. And I'm going to keep twirling until I reach the middle. And when I reach the middle, there we go. I've got to the middle. There's my middle point, my little bend. I'm going to go to the other end and I'm going to do exactly the same, but I'm going to spiral it in the opposite direction. So if I was spiraling it anti-clockwise that way, I'm going to spiral it clockwise. Some of you are popping up saying this is too hard. You don't have to be making it along with me. Just watch, come back, watch it later. This is probably one better for slightly older children. The earlier brooch that I did would have been easier for real littlies. But you can still learn loads even just by watching. So there we go. I have made one spiral. So that actually matches one of the brooches that's on the document that you can see. So all I would do is put some sticky tape behind that and possibly a little piece of cardboard just on the back to hold it in place. And you could wear that just as a brooch on its own. Or you can go on and make another one of these and put two next to each other. So I think you can work out how I've done this. I've made one spiral and I've made another spiral, and I have stuck them onto a piece of cardboard just with sticky tape, little scrappy bit of cardboard, and then this ball in the middle is just a ball of foil that I have glued into the centre, and that is that. So that's another type that you can make. You can come back and do it at a later date. Can I have a look at your bird?
Can I have a gem?
You can put a gem on there. Yeah, of course you can.
Okay. Can I have that teal colour?
The teal colour?
Yeah.
Oh, what, teal colour gems? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so if you nearly finished that, brilliant. I'll be able to show you that in just 1 second. So while you guys are crafting, I'm just going to spend the last 5 minutes telling you about my plans for our other classes that we've got coming up. So I'm going to be doing this every Monday morning, with the exception of what will be, or what should be, our Easter holidays. Because I am, like all of us, just trying to get sort of started with this homeschooling thing. I'm also running my business still full time. Is your history class, yeah. I'm also running my business full time, so I'm having to work from home and also teach my children at the same time. So I'm going to do it every Monday. The person you can hear in the background is my daughter, for those who are asking. She is currently doing a brooch, and I'm going to show it to you in just a second. So my plan is to do another session next Monday, and we're going to do a session called Grow Your Own Garden. So it's going to be, you could use it for your science lesson, and there'll be lots of resources about growing, and all you need is a tin or a container or a box or a seed tray, something like that, a little bit of compost and some grass seed. Whilst the pound shops are still open, I would strongly suggest, if you can, get yourself sensibly and by staying apart from people in to get bits and bobs, then you can do so. Otherwise you can order them online. And I'm then having 2 weeks off, when you will be working on your garden during that 2 weeks. And when we come back, I'm doing a basket weaving class, and then we will turn our gardens into something amazing. And it doesn't have to be a fairy garden. It could be a jungle, it could be a dinosaur park, it could be all sorts. So I have listed all of those classes and all of the materials that you will need, and all of the details of times, dates and everything else in the link that is probably showing, if you're on a computer, to the right of the page, where it says let's learn about the Romans, free online kids classes. You can find the resources and replay on my website, and there's a link. Go to that link and it will tell you all about all of the other classes that I'm going to be running over the next 4 weeks. I am open to suggestions for other classes that people might want me to do. You can go back to the beginning. Everyone who's joining just now, click that link that I've just put at the top, and you will be able to watch the replay and come back and do this class whenever you fancy. I'm just telling you now about the classes that I'm going to be doing in the future, every Monday morning. So there is a link up there. They're all listed. I'd love it if you joined in with me. As I am doing this, it would be so lovely of you if you would just simply share what I'm doing with people, share on social media, tag me with your mates. I'd really love to see what your kids are doing. Have you finished? Awesome, lovely. So here we go. Here's Izzy's mosaic bird. So she's added colour and she's put a gem on for the eye. So this is beautiful. I would imagine this is the sort of thing that that kings and queens would probably have, and very rich Romans.
Yeah.
So As we finish, we are going to now have a sing-song. Now, I didn't know about this song until somebody shared it with me on Facebook last night, and I absolutely love it. It is brilliant. Yeah. So we are going to sing out. Once the song is finished, I will finish the live stream. So I will say goodbye to you now. And I'm apologising in advance, mums and dads. This is as catchy as Baby Shark. So it is called Just Like a Roman, and it is a song sung by Year 5s at a school, I believe, in Spain. Oh, hang on. Let me just turn the volume up. How do we turn the volume right up, is it? Oh, I'm very technologically advanced here. There must be a way I can share screens and things with you. So let's get this up here. How do I go to full screen? Hello. Circa 43 AD, the Romans came from overseas, and thanks to archaeology, we know a lot about them. Gonna tell you how to eat like a Roman, eat like a Roman, drink like a Roman, drink like a Roman, dress like a Roman, dress like a Roman, think like a Roman, think like a Roman, pray like a Roman, pray like a Roman, build like a Roman, build like a Roman, say like a Roman, say like a Roman, party like a Roman. They were very fond of feasts and always wanted more to chew. It's my favourite bit. They wanted vegetables and beasts. They stuffed and then they threw up. Romans liked to dress with flair in togas, cloaks and jewelry. They would sometimes bleach their hair with ash, vinegar and wheat. Gonna tell you how to eat like a Roman, eat like a Roman, drink like a Roman, drink like a Roman, dress like a Roman, dress like a Roman, think like a Roman, think like a Roman, pray like a Roman, pray like a Roman, build like a Roman, build like a Roman, say like a Roman, say like a Roman, party like a Roman. They worship many different deities for every aspect of their life. Mighty Jupiter was king of these, and Juno was his wife. The Romans' building work was great. Their savage system takes some beating. The road they made was super straight, and they invented central heating. I did not know that. Troops or more, it's very good organization. The women like to have a love, plenty into fights and chariot races, and visit to the public bath. Let's put a smile upon their faces. Gonna tell you how to eat like a Roman, eat like a Roman, drink like a Roman, drink like a Roman, dress like a Roman, dress like a Roman, think like a Roman, think like a Roman, pray like a Roman, pray like a Roman, build like a Roman, build like a Roman, say like a Roman, say like a Roman, party like a Roman, party like a Roman, party like a Roman, just like a Roman. Jazz hands, moms, come on. Wow, thank you so much, guys. all of you who are saying you're not sure how to share pictures, tag me on Instagram if you can, at ArtyFartyMac or at Beautiful Things HQ, or you can share them on my Facebook page, Craft Classes at Beautiful Things. I'm blown away by your comments. I'm going to sit down, have a cup of tea and read through them. Thank you so much, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all next Monday. Missy Moo, you couldn't resist, could you? Seeing you next Monday for our next class. Thank you so much for taking part.